And this is a program where we interact with various stakeholders on the projection that the Minister of Finance made. That was last week on Friday. It's almost a week from the time the Minister was here at Parliament grounds, and various stakeholders have been interacting with various committees and analyzing the 2026 national budget, and radio also is broadcasting various committees. And joining us, or should I say joining me on set this morning is Pauline Monga. Good morning and good to have you.
Good morning, President. How are you today?
Very well. I can't complain, although very busy looking at what Parliament is doing in terms of analyzing the 2026 national budget. It's very busy as well for you. Yesterday you were on radio. What was happening in terms of what committees were we broadcasting, and what other issues were coming out?
Yes, President, actually this is a very busy time for all of us in the institution, looking at the sector budget analysis. And you know, there are many committees that are sitting actually to look at the various allocations, proposed allocations to the various sectors of the Zambian economy for it to drive, for it to go forward. And the committees are sitting in various places, right here at Parliament buildings and also at Mulungushi International Conference Center. And quite a number of items have been considered by the committees. We look at the Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs, considered the head 11, which is the Ministry of Home Affairs and International Security, and
that's internal security.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And the minister did actually present a policy statement to this effect, and there is a proposed allocation to this particular head 11. This is 376,606,288 kwacha, and last year's allocation was 372,913,832. So this year we've seen an increase of 22.6%.
There was another committee yesterday which was sitting, and this is a committee on government assurance, and they're considering head 94 yesterday, Office of the President Western Province, and Office of the President Western Province in 2025, which was last year. The allocation was about 154.1 million, and in 2026 the Minister of Finance, or government in general, have proposed to spend 167.2 million kwacha, representing 8.5 increment. So quite a number of issues were raised during the deliberation when this committee was considering head 94, Pauline. There was also another committee, Pauline, that is National Economy, Trade and Labour Matters, and the chairperson of this committee is Honorable Sibeso Sefulo, and deputized by own Member of Parliament, Mr. Chibuye, that's Joe Chibuye, and they were considering head 37, Minister of Finance and National Planning, and very, very interesting issues that were raised when they were deliberating. Let's move on to another head, Pauline.
Yes, we had the Committee on Agriculture, on Government Assurances, who considered head 97, Office of the President, Northwestern Province, and the proposed allocation to this head for this year is 146 million, and last year's allocation was 132 million. So this year there is an increase of 10.4%.
Another committee which was considering head 52 yesterday was the Committee on Energy, Water Development and Sanitation. We know what the President talked about, Pauline, when he came to address and opening the 5th session of the 13th Assembly. The issue to do with energy, and I took some time just to go around Lusaka City and beyond, just to interact with the people, their expectations in the budget and the Presidential's address. And one issue that was coming out was the issue to do with energy. You and I are affected because of the load management and because of the drought that the country experienced sometime in 2024. So yesterday, this committee was considering head 52, Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, and very interesting figures that the minister has projected to spend in 2026. The minister proposes to spend 2.69 billion, representing a 9.34%. If you remember very well, last year the projection was 2.46 billion kwacha.
And we go on to look at some of the heads that the committees were considering. We had the ministry, the Committee on Education, Science and Technology, who considered head 9, that is the Ministry of Education. And the projection for this year is 22,868,309 kwacha. And for last year, we had 12.2 million kwacha. So there is an increase actually in the allocation for 2026.
So those are some of the committees that sat yesterday and the day before when the committee, various committees started sitting and analyzing the 2026 national budget. And Pauline, let's maybe share with our viewers maybe two more committees that sat. And the other committee that sat yesterday was the Committee on Local Government Accounts, and they were considering Head 96, Office of the President, Lopra Province. And one interesting thing in this year's budget sector analysis is we've seen provincial ministers presenting policy statements, which was not the case in the previous undertaking that National Assembly has embarked on the budget analysis. And this is a thing that has really excited various stakeholders, because cabinet provincial ministers on the ground in various provinces are able to articulate issues that are affecting their various provinces. And yesterday had 96 Office of the President, Wapla Province, was appearing before the Committee on Local Government Accounts. And in 2025, 137 million was projected, and in this year's budget, the Minister of Finance proposes to spend 153 million, representing an increase of 12%. So maybe the last one before we start interacting with our guests that we have today and looking at the social protection sector on our today's program.
Yes, the other head that was considered by the local government accounts yesterday was head 90, which is Lusaka Province. And the projection for this coming year, 2026, is 183.9 million. And last year's was 164 million. So there's been an increase also here of 11.8%. So most of the provinces actually have seen that there is a slight increase, and most of it is because of the drought that is still lingering somehow. The remnants are still being felt. Very prominent. Exactly. Yeah. So there is actually, it's good actually that there's been an increase in most of the sectors that have been looked at so far.
Quickly, which committee is live on radio this morning and which committee is live on TV this morning, so at least our viewers and our listeners can get to know and prepare for what is coming after 9:30.
On TV today we have public accounts, and we expect to have quite a number of witnesses actually coming to interact with the committee members. And on radio earlier on we are going to have, earlier in the morning we'll have media, and later on we may be joining local government accounts. So that is what is expected this morning. And later on we have the sitting of the House today. This is a special sitting of the House to consider quite a number of issues, but prominent on today's order paper is actually ratification of some office holders. So
a number of speculations, but if you haven't heard it on Parliament Radio and Parliament television, just treat it as bare rumors. And Pauline, thank you so much for just finding time to share with our viewers and our listeners wherever they are on what is going on, what Parliament is doing in terms of various committees sitting in various committees. And I keep saying an extension of Parliament at Mulungushi Conference. And I'm sure our colleagues from Mulungushi are enjoying the immunity that we enjoy here at Parliament, more especially members of Parliament.
Exactly.
On the other side, we'll be chatting with two members of Parliament on today's 2026 budget analysis, and today we look at the social protection. And my two guests are already in the studio. I do have Honorable Yotam Tarchalo, who is Chairman North Member of Parliament, and we also find ourselves in Mwandi, and I'll be interacting with Ms. Sefulo. So keep watching Parliament Television, listen to Parliament Radio. For now, we take a short break as we flip side and start talking the social protection.
My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either